Ayo, today's the day. The final shape drops today, so why don't we go over a quick refresher course on all the changes to power level, as a lot has changed, especially if you haven't played in a while. We'll also briefly touch on XP farming if you're into that. Side note, plenty of final shape videos coming down the pipe from me, including prismatic builds, raid builds, exotic reviews, and more, so ring the notification bell, and tune into my Twitch channel on Friday to watch my team tackle the Day 1 Salvation's Edge raid. Emblem drops will be on. Anyway, where was I? Right. As of today, all the gear on your character and in your vault has been raised to the new floor of 1900 power. Matter of fact, why don't we put up all the important numbers you may want to keep on the mental back burner right now. The power floor is 1900 now. The soft cap is now 1940, meaning as long as you're just playing the game and earning basically any kind of gear, you'll be creeping towards that new soft cap of 1940. The powerful cap is now 1990, meaning once you've hit the soft cap of 1940, you'll need powerful and or pinnacle drops to climb all the way up to 1990. Fortunately, if you've been out of D2 a really long time, the game does a pretty good job of telling you what activities exactly will give you powerful gear. Go ahead and open the directory, hover over an activity, boom, right there. Now again, powerful and pinnacle drops can both help you get to power level 1990. Some people like to be extra efficient and not go after any pinnacle rewards until they've hit 1990. You can do that if you want, but it definitely won't make or break you. The pinnacle cap is 2000, and yeah, that means that after you've hit 1990, only pinnacle drops can help you reach 2000. One extremely easy tip for efficient power grinding is that when you jump into the final shape, hike up those big boy pants and choose the campaign on legendary difficulty. Doing so will give you more end of mission gear, and at the end of the entire campaign on legendary, you'll get an entire set of power level 1960 gear. Also, I'd be willing to bet an entire pile of nude Astrocross oil paintings that, like the other major D2 expansion campaigns, you'll be able to get a guaranteed exotic piece of armor when you finish. If you haven't checked out my pre-release final shape exotic armor and weapons video, TLDR, a lot of the exotics are looking really good. So yeah, gonna hard recommend that you at least try the campaign on legendary, get a bunch of gear, get a free exotic, win-win. If you're interested in doing the day 1 raid, reminder that after completing the campaign on legendary and getting that 1960 gear, you'll now not only be above the soft cap, but you'll be within 5 power levels of being totally day 1 raid ready. 1965 is the highest power level you can be in the new Salvation's Edge raid for the first 48 hours. If you didn't know, the first 48 hours are contest mode, so even if you go full-on beast grind mode and manage to hit 1990, won't make you any stronger in the first 48 hours of the raid. If the contest mode raid emblem is your main goal, you've got a pretty straightforward path. Go ahead and grind out the legendary campaign first, then grind activities that give powerful rewards to get you to 1965, then make sure that all your favorite day 1 raid gear is infused up to 1965. By the way, day 1 raid build video planned on the channel for Friday, and full raid guide up on the channel a few hours after I beat the raid, knock on wood. One new way to get gear is the Pathfinder system that Bungie is dropping into the final shape. Kind of a choose your own adventure, connect the dots reward system. Open it up in the directory and inspect which path seems the easiest or the most fun, and then do the challenges from left to right until you're finished. There are 2 Pathfinder menus in the final shape, one available to all Guardians that replaces the bounty systems and weekly challenges for core ritual activities, i.e. PvP, Gambit, and Strikes, then a second one for the Pale Heart of the Traveler, aka the new location tied to the final shape campaign. When you're completely done with the first path, you'll get a tier 3 powerful engram, which is awesome, and an exotic. You can actually apparently get 2 exotics after completing the Pathfinder system the second run through, which is good to know if you just want more exotics right up front. Remember though that even though the first completion gives a tier 3 powerful engram, repeated clears that same week will not. So good to include on your path to being day 1 raid ready, but again, repeated Pathfinder farming during the same week will give diminishing returns. If you're confused as to what a tier 3 powerful engram is, by the way, just remember there are 3 different levels of powerful engram: tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 3 engrams giving the strongest power boost out of the 3 options. Pinnacle engrams don't have tiers like powerful, so don't worry about that as much. Another note on the powerful cap. For a long time in Destiny, ritual activities had a chance of dropping a powerful reward for players between the soft cap and the powerful cap. In the final shape, that now extends to essentially every reward source in the game according to Bungie, meaning in theory, players should eventually reach the powerful cap no matter what activity they want to grind. One really important thing to remember when hopping into the final shape is the new account-wide power feature. For the first time ever, the gear that drops on any character you play will be relative to the highest power level character on your account. For example, let's say you do a little day 1 power grinding on your hunter and stop when he's around power level 1963. Then you hop over to your warlock who hasn't touched final shape at all. Thanks to account-wide power, your warlock's gear will drop at 1963. That should make it really easy to be day 1 raid ready across multiple characters if that's something you want to do. Let's talk about XP real quick. If you've been out of the game for a minute, reminder that XP is different from power level. Power level is the combined numeric average of all your weapons and armor, while XP is mainly for unlocking everything in your artifact. If you haven't taken a look at it yet, the artifact in the final shape looks pretty good. Not the design, like the perks are really strong. If your goal is to do the day 1 raid, you'll definitely be able to do that without needing to unlock the majority of the artifact. But that being said, the more of the artifact you have unlocked, the better you're going to be in combat because you'll be able to do more cool shit that you weren't able to do before. So real quick, XP farming. If you were a tryhard Timmy and did bounty prepping before the final shape, resist the urge to pop everything when you first log in. Ideally, you want to wait until you get the artifact, and then you want to be in a fire team with other people before popping all of your hoarded bounties. Reason being, if you're in a fire team, you can take advantage of the shared wisdom boost, which gives you extra passive XP gains for free. Also, do not forget to have the blinding light mod applied to your ghost before turning in those bounties. If you come home from work or school and want to turn in your hoarded bounties, but you're several hours late to the debut of Final Shape, good. Get your artifact first. Then if you can, very politely ask to join the person on your friends list with the highest season rank possible. Reason being, they likely have more Fireteam XP buffs unlocked on their season pass, which will give you more passive XP when you turn in your hoarded bounties. If you haven't hoarded bounties and did other things like touch grass or spend time with loved ones, here's what you can do if you really care about XP farming. Honestly, I just say play the game, but seasonal challenges in particular usually offer big meaty chunks of XP. Try to target those right away. On top of that, go for weekly bounties from easy vendors like Shah Han in the Cosmodrome. Remember, weekly bounties are 12,000 XP, daily bounties are 6,000, and repeatable bounties are 4,000. Even though repeatables are the lowest, they're potentially the easiest to bang out repeatedly, especially if you get into a rhythm. One strategy that still works, go to Eris Morn or any vendor, get a ton of repeatable bounties, complete them, then repeat. That is really mind-numbing and boring, but it does work. Apparently, each individual objective on the Pathfinder system also gives 4,000 XP on completion. In theory, if you found Pathfinder really easy or fun, you could just do that over and over for an XP and loot farm, but repeat bounty farming will probably be easier. Because there's going to be a lot of new info dropping today, if I get any additional tips, I'll put them down in the pinned comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.